Hello.
Welcome to Purana Talk.
We're the Purana guys.
Yeah, we're the Purana guys. Frick and Frack. He's Frick, I'm Frack. And we're reading the Garuda Purana. We're still in the monumental first section of the Garuda Purana, chapter 188. Diseases. Hari said, a cut from a sharp instrument, filled with butter immediately, gets healed without inflammation and pus formation. To stop excessive bleeding, roots of apamarga must be squeezed with hands and the juice must be poured into the wound. O Rudra, if the tip of any weapon or any other foreign matter gets embedded in any wound, roots of langalika and hijala must be squeezed and poured over the wound. O Shankara, even if the foreign matter has been there for a long time, it comes out instantaneously. 3. Roots of bala or of mesha shringi, ground into paste with water and applied over sinuses, makes them subside even if they be of long duration. Powdered roots of kanku applied over sinuses quell them. The diet of the patient must be restricted to cooked kodrava rice with curd from buffalo's milk. 5. Brahmayashti fruits ground into paste with water and applied over the skin remove the disorder due to impurity in the blood. There is no doubt in this. Ashes of yava, viranga, gandhapashana, and shunti, treated with chameleon's blood and applied, cures carbuncles and tumors, O Shiva. It says chameleon. I think it's probably the little, I don't know. I don't know about chameleons in India. I haven't heard much about that, but they do have these little
Chipkiri.
chipkiri, yes, tiktiki. These little critters
Lizards.
little lizards that skitter about on the walls and eat bugs, and they're quite wonderful to have in your house because they're cute and amusing and they eat bugs.
Hang out by the lights.
Yep. Yum, yum. Okay. Right. Oh, Shiva. This is in the middle of 6 to 8, which started with ashes of yava. I'll just read it again. Ashes of yava, virdanga, and gandhapashana, and shunti, treated with chameleon's blood and applied, cures carbuncles and tumors. O Shiva. Root of sobanjana and burnt linseed, mixed with white mustard and applied over knotty tumors with buttermilk not turned sour, cures it. It, I suppose, being knotty tumors.
Mm-hmm.
Them. 9. Root of white aparajita, ground into paste in water, with which rice has been washed, can be used as an erhin to drive away malignant hosts of bhutas, ghosts. So, straight from tumors to ghosts.
All right.
But the same sort of medicinal approach of creating in this case, a paste with water that rice has been washed in. It's interesting, this thing of washing rice and then saving the water to use in other things.
It'll be a useful piece of information for me to know if I come up against a Hindu ghost.
Yes. 10. An erhin prepared with the flower of Agastya with maricha removes colic, O Shiva. A paste with the slough of a serpent, hingu, leaves of nimba, yava, and white mustard removes malignant spin.
Wonder what that is.
Yeah, I don't know. So, slough of a serpent with asafoetida, lime leaf, barley, and white mustard. Basically,
I
there you go.
wonder if they mean dizziness, malignant spin. Anyway.
11. A collyrium prepared from gorochana, maricha, pipali, saindhava, and honey wards off the evil influences of planets and bhutas. O Shiva. Ghosts again.
All right.
12. Fumigating with Googaloo and the tail of the owl ward off the influence of evil planets. I wonder if that's like taking owl tail to fan
Yeah, I think that's exactly
the
what it is.
incense.
Owl tail and
Googaloo.
which is a kind of myrrh.
Yeah, it's not a real sweet smelling thing like frankincense and what's the Hindi frankincense?
Uh, well,
Loban?
Loban is the native variety.
Yeah, which is very sweet, very lovely. I mean, there's different grades of it, but it's quite good.
It's the Boswellia family. There's a bunch of different kinds.
And the Googaloo is used extensively in medicine to the extent that there's an entire like remedial style that are called
true.
Googles,
Yeah,
because they all incorporate Googaloo in them.
though there's something different. I don't know what they're doing to the googaloo that you eat.
Yeah,
But
purified.
they're doing something to it, because when you burn it, it doesn't smell the same as the raw.
Yeah.
So I don't know quite what they're doing.
It just may be purified more, and the other stuff is like has more.
But there's almost no smoke from the one that you eat.
Is that right?
And almost no smell.
So you can't
Whereas
just
there's
use
a very distinctive myrrh smell with the other one.
You can't use it interchangeably as easily. I mean, it's the same thing. I suppose energetically, if you needed Google incense, you could go to your ayurvedic store and buy some capsules and open them over your charcoal.
But you're going to find that it just doesn't do much. Whereas if you buy the raw one, it has a very distinct smell. It's not the same as myrrh, but you can tell it's in that family.
We never quite finished this stanza, so I'm going to go back to the beginning. Fumigating with Googaloo and the tail of the owl wards off the influence of evil planets. A patient of Chaturthaka fever, which again is this, what was it called? Quotidian fever. I'll have to look that up too. Shall be wrapped. We've theorized that it's something that comes cyclically, like 4 times a year, so it might be a malarial recurrence or some a disease along that line. So, a patient of the Chaturthaka fever shall be wrapped with a black cloth and fumigated thus. He will be cured. So back to Googaloo and owl's feather, apparently, for this guy. So it's evil planets and Chaturthaka, for which there seem to be a lot of remedies, leading one to believe that none of them really works. Otherwise, you just need one.
Or at least not as reliable as needed. Let's assume
maybe they all alleviate the symptoms to a degree.
All right.
That's it.
That's it for this time. And there were 3 magical ones out of 12. So about a quarter of them. And this idea of filling a fresh cut with oil, hot oil, that
it didn't say anything about hot oil. It said rub butter in it. It didn't even clarify.
Well, what that does is it eliminates any possibility of air getting to the wound, or any foreign matter getting in right away.
Yeah, it would probably prevent a certain kind of scabbing over too.
It says it stops excessive bleeding
without inflammation and pus formation. So it's supposed to reduce your chance of infection at the site of the wound, probably because it keeps things out.
Then it goes into sinus washing. And then blood cleansing.
Yeah, before that, I mean, it has a few things on wounds in different plants.
Well, the first 2 verses are about cleansing wounds.
The first one is the butter thing, but then the next 2 are squeezing plant material into it that get the juice of these plants.
And it'll get into, let me see.
And one is to help you get the object out.
Right. even if it's been in there a while.
That's right. So that's interesting. All interesting
And
stuff.
that could be,
Then it's sinuses.
it might be an irritant because there are like the
Blood
phenomenon
disorder.
of getting a sliver in your hand, and then the pus that forms around it pushes it out. It may be something like that.
Yeah, it has these sort of miscellaneous ones after that. You know, he does sinuses, he does blood disorders, he does tumors and carbuncles.
Yeah.
And then evil spirits come on.
And colic and malignant spin are in there.
Malignant spin.
Which I'm not quite sure what that refers to. The evil planets they're talking about is when you have planets in bad placement or bad aspect. And, or bad aspect means angle. So squares, 90-degree angles are difficult. Oppositions are difficult.
There is also a notion in astrology, in Hindu astrology, of malignant and beneficent planets. So,
right, sure.
Among the planets, you know, you want to be careful of Saturn in particular, and Mars is a little.
And the black cloth
tricky.
may well be to fool Saturn in some way, because the black cloth and Saturn get associated, at least in many systems. I'm not sure about this one.
Yeah, well, Saturn in black, you know, it's Mahakala. It's black. Yeah, that's true. Death itself is attended with white in India. Widows wear white; they don't wear black. And I think that's probably
why they're wearing
Asia.
red at weddings.
Wedded weddings, yes, is yeah. Well, red is blood. It's the goddess. It's life.
Rudra too.
Rudra is reddish. She's ruddy, one assumes. But like when you put tilak on, often for the goddess you use bright red, but for the gods you may be using like a yellow tilak or a sandalwood or an orange color. You know,
sandalwood looks white on the skin usually. So you've got this red, white, and black thing that you find in really ancient cultures. Red ochre, charcoal, chalk. These are some of the earliest things used in burial ceremonies. Yellow comes about in traditions that have that, like yellow ochre and turmeric in India. But the most ancient things you find are red, white, and black. You find the charcoal, red ochre, and chalk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you later.